Who knows? Maybe my first Wimbledon finals. You know, beating Mark Philippoussis maybe in 2003 at Wimbledon. Clearly, it was so magical in so many ways. The disbelief of actually being Wimbledon champion for life. It was a very cool and great feeling to have at once, and big relief as well at the same time. A lot of pressure, handled it well, and played a great final. So that one kind of stands out maybe.
What about, obviously, you did a job today on Grigor. Chance to take on another one of those sort of young rising stars in Milos tomorrow. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, I expect a different kind of match. Clearly, Milos, his game's based more on the serve, but you know, he's making improvements from the baseline, and he's taking bigger cuts at the ball now. He's not just waiting for mistakes from the opponents like he did at the beginning of his career more often. I've played him quite a few times now. He also beat me in Paris, you know, a few months ago, where he played very well. He's always a tough guy to play and to beat, and I expect him to play well. I think he played a really good match against Nishikori today himself, but also Kei played well. So one guy had to win, and Milos was clutch when it mattered. So I expect little time and little rallies in tomorrow's match.
Roger, could you talk about the comparison between how the conditions play day against night, because you've got a night final tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I think the transition, this one's going to be different just because of the player more than the conditions itself, day and night. And today I didn't play that long, so I don't feel like I've been out there for 3 hours and gotten used to the today's session conditions. I think last year what threw me off as well a little bit was the doubles. I played on the outside court, the semis. I think we lost that match against the Colombians with Mahut, and I came out of the Shardy match, the doubles match, and couldn't hit a ball anymore, basically, from the baseline. It was just all serve and return. And against Leighton, when I had to go into the grind, I just didn't have any more rhythm. So I think it's going to be different this time around. But then, like I said, tomorrow's match is not about rhythm either. It's more about serve and return. So I got to be quick in reaction. I got to be clear in my mind and make sure I protect my own serve.
It could be a new title in a new town for you. So I have a tricky question. Do you know how many titles you won on the tour? I mean,
in how many cities?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe 30. I'm not sure.
28.
28. Okay. So hoping to get to 29 tomorrow. Definitely would be nice to win in a new city for the first time, no doubt.
For somebody who's been on the tour for so long, won so much, won in so many places, is that something that's still sort of a little bit of an extra driver for you to go somewhere where you haven't won and pick up?
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly nice when there's an ATP event in a new place, like here in Brisbane for me. But also exhibitions. I like to tour the world and go see new places, playing different places, or for good causes, like for my foundation or any charity for that matter. It's nice to get around and get a feel for new arenas, new cities, new countries. If it's a new country, that's even extra special in my opinion, like playing in India recently. But new cities are very cool as well. People are very knowledgeable about tennis here, and it would be great winning this year.
Two more questions?
Just generally, Roger, coming into this year compared with last year, given that 2014 was such a much better year for you, how much better do you feel about your game than 12 months ago?
I actually played pretty good, in the off season, and also coming to Australia. The thing was, I was still a bit insecure about the body, just how much can it take. That's why I played singles and doubles to get as much information as I could early. I had just started to work with Stefan Edberg as well. I had a new racket, which can play tricks on you, I guess, to some extent. You might play well for a long period of time, but then all of a sudden when it comes to the crunch, you're just not quite sure if the racket's going to be there for you. And it was, I think, for me. So I think I handled all those changes very well. Also the tough season in 2013, but let's not forget I did actually play well at the back end of 13 through Basel all the way through the World Tour finals, and I think that gave me some confidence, knowing that okay, maybe I'm not playing my best, but at least the body is holding up now. I'm getting fitter by the day, and confidence is rising. And I think I surprised myself a little bit how well I actually played at the beginning of last year already.
Roger, just talk a little bit more about Milos. You know, the last year, do you think he's been better? Can he be top 5? Is he that good already?
Better than
Milos.
Better than the year before, you mean, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he's had a very solid and consistent year. I believe he protected his rankings as well. He made sure he got into the top 8 at some point, and then, you know, always went sort of quarters in a lot of the Masters 1000s, which is important to stay within the top 8 and give yourself better draws. And then, you know, I think with his kind of a game, it's normal to maybe sometimes struggle against just a normal guy on tour, because with his serve, he doesn't break so often, he doesn't get broken so often. Next thing you know is you're caught in breakers and you can't always win them all. But I think he did a nice job of making sure he got through those matches almost with routine, you know. And I think he created opportunities, and the more you create, the further you go, and you start, you know, upping the confidence. And at the end, he actually played very solid. It was almost easy for him to go deep in any tournament. And I think credit to him to, under pressure in Paris as well, to make the run he had and get to the World Tour finals. He was playing injured there, so that wasn't ideal, but I was very impressed how well he actually played on all surfaces throughout, clay, grass and hard courts. We know he can play well on the hard courts, indoor and outdoor, but I think this is a big year for him, you know, to back it up and actually to take it even to the next level, and he's doing that this week already by beating a rival for him in Nishikori.